Module 1, CSS Fundamentals. Getting started with CSS. Video description. In this lesson, we'll take our first steps into the world of CSS Cascading Style Sheets. You'll learn the fundamental concepts of CSS, its syntax, and various ways to include CSS in your web documents. Topics covered. What is CSS? Cascading Style Sheets. CSS is a style sheet language used for describing the presentation and formatting of HTML, hypertext markup language documents. CSS enables you to control the layout, appearance, and design of web pages. CSS syntax. CSS uses a simple syntax consisting of rules and declarations. A CSS rule comprises a selector and a block of declarations enclosed in curly braces. Ways to include CSS. Inline CSS. CSS can be included directly within HTML tags using the style attribute. It's handy for small styling adjustments but not recommended for larger projects. Internal CSS. CSS can be placed within a style element in the head section of an HTML document. This method allows you to apply styles to a single web page. External CSS. The most common approach is to create an external CSS file, usually with a CSS extension, and link it to your HTML documents using the link element. This method promotes code reusability and maintainability. CSS comments. You can add comments to your CSS code using **. Comments are ignored by browsers, but are useful for documenting your code. Best practices. Keeping CSS separate from HTML helps maintain a clean and organized codebase. Use external CSS files for larger projects to promote reusability and easier maintenance. Comment your CSS code to provide explanations and context for yourself and other developers. Key takeaways. CSS is a style sheet language used for styling HTML documents. CSS rules consist of a selector and a block of declarations enclosed in curly braces. CSS can be included inline, internally, or externally in HTML documents. Using external CSS files is a recommended practice for larger projects. Comments in CSS ***, are useful for documentation and explanations. Hands-on practice. To practice what you've learned. Create a simple HTML document and experiment with including CSS using different methods: inline, internal, and external. Apply basic styles like changing text color and background color to get a feel for how CSS works. Understanding the basics of CSS and how to include it in your web documents is the foundation for all your future styling endeavors. As we progress through the course, you'll build upon these fundamentals to create more complex and visually appealing web designs.